Howdy Folkses, Vile Mike here, and already with a full panel because it's Star Trek.
Which maybe is why you should always do Star Trek.
I'm back. I'm back.
Let's see. I'm gonna try to get something done with the boards real quick now that everyone's here.
Echo.
See if it'll let me. All right. Nah, I was afraid of this.
I think somebody's got the stream playing.
Not me.
I don't think I have it playing, so let me check.
Oh, not that. Okay.
I'm not hearing an echo.
Now I can do it. All right. It wasn't letting me edit the names real quick.
Oh, you crazy dog.
I'm going to start putting everyone's name in as they arrive.
I agree, Commodore.
We'll see.
Yes, I know I'm live. I hit live.
Well, at least you didn't hit dead.
You guys can talk too, just because I'm working.
Oh,
I'm just glad to see that I'm not the only one that starts the stream with technical problems going.
Oh, it wouldn't be a CNA stream if I didn't have technical issues when I started.
yeah.
Have you ever done a?
You should get
have you ever
Matthew
done a-
on your streams.
Have you ever done a Lord of the Rings JeopNerdy?
That's coming up. It's on this month's calendar.
Yep.
Is that the tournament one, or is that gonna be, or is that? Yeah, I wrote it down. I think I wrote it down, but I can't remember if I did or not.
Yeah, it's going to be the tournament this quarter, and it'll be the last. I think it's March 26th ish.
Is it going to be like all Middle Earth, or just the Lord of the Rings?
I was going to do all Middle Earth, but I think I'm just going to stick to the books and the movies for Lord of the Rings.
Okay, the books too.
Yeah, the books, the movies, and I'm going to even include the Ralph Bakshi movie, just for shits and giggles.
Ralph Bakshi. Was that really weird looking one back from the 70s?
Yes.
Yes, the one they never finished.
Okay. I seen that. I was like, what the hell am I watching?
Yep, that's the one.
Wait, who is with this? Bird of Prey, Salty Trekker. Who's Salty Trekker?
It's some guy.
I've never
It's
heard
a
of
guy who grumbles about everything that's Trek.
Yeah.
I've never
Pretty
heard
much.
of Salty Trekker.
Oh, he's a grumpy old man.
Well, actually, judging by the way you look now, shouldn't you be Salt and Pepper Trekker?
Well, why? Because I'm old?
Yes, that was the joke.
Yes,
Thank you very much for
that's
explaining it.
it.
You killed it.
Yeah.
I did not sleep last night, so
You're very funny.
All right. I'm going to see if this will
I've never
work.
heard anyone say I was old before.
Oh,
They say the memory's the first thing to go.
You probably just forgot because you're so old.
Yeah. That's,
half my kids love to tease me about being old, and I'm like, I'm not even 40 yet. I'm not old. They're like, no, you're old. Especially now that Caddy's turning 18 in, 6 days.
wow, congrats. I remember watching that movie War Games. You remember that one with the computer hacker? And at one point they talk about Falcon, who died at like 45, and they like talk about how old that is.
Well, wait until some of your favorite movies are referred to as classics.
Or the rock and roll I used to listen to is like played on classic rock stations, or even worse, it's played in the supermarkets.
Oh yeah,
No,
I
even-
see that.
Yeah, I'm listening to the classic rock station, and now they're playing songs from the '90s, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see if this works. Can you guys see the board correctly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't see a keeping up with the Kardashians category.
That may not be the first round. There's always two rounds, remember?
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Unless I do an extra large board, because I'm lazy.
I'm just pointing out that you said that there was going to be a category, and I just wanted to make sure you had the right board up.
Yeah. Did you change the board type?
No, I just I'm using OBS to do the board instead of sharing the screen via StreamYards.
The original JeopNerdy, are you trying to suggest something with that?
Yes, because I did a JeopNerdy first.
Nice. Like the original Ghostbusters.
Hey, I fully admit, and I'm proud of the fact that I stole your idea.
Okay. What is CCG?
That is the Star Trek customizable card game.
Oh, great. That's going to be easy.
Each one, I'm showing a picture of a picture of one of the cards, and you have to. Their question has to do with the card. You'll see what it has to do.
Is it possible to get those answers having never seen
Yes,
or played
it
the
is very, very
customizable?
possible.
Doesn't mean
Okay.
it'll happen. It just means it's possible. You know, it's possible to win the lottery, too.
So, yes, the categories are Star Trek CCG ships, the Promenade Directory. Now, that has to do with the actual prop that they had the Promenade Directory on. So, all the questions have to do with some of the in-jokes on that prop.
Yeah. It's Promenade.
Promenade, same thing.
Yeah, don't correct the host. He gets grumpy.
Docked at a pylon. Those are ships that are docked at a pylon. You have to tell me what ship it is. Maquis to My Heart is all about the Maquis. And Bird, I want to have you say the last one, since you're here, as Osseo Prey, because it'll work just better.
Oi, we're going on a runabout.
Thank you so much, Bird.
This is about all the Star Trek that takes place in Aussie land.
Pretty much. So, since we got the board up and everyone's here, why don't we go ahead and get started? And since Jordan was the first one to join the stream, we're going to have Jordan go first. So, Jordan, the board is yours.
Let's go with Dr. Pylon for 100.
All right. Name this ship docked in the pilot episode.
Ugh. Oh, I'm guessing that's the Enterprise there because I can't really see it, but I think that's the Enterprise.
That is the USS Enterprise. Good job.
Hey, File Mark, are you in like Australia or something?
No, I live in San Diego. Why?
Okay, because when we were talking on Twitter, you were in a different time zone or something, so that's why I thought you were in Australia.
No, Australia is like way the next day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Mercer, he is in a different time zone from you.
Right. But I mean, I thought it was way different. You know, I thought it was like tomorrow or something.
All right. Well, Bird, it's your turn.
Let's do Docked at a Pylon for 200.
I'm sorry he didn't say that in the form of Osseo Prey.
Name of this ship docked at DS9.
That would be Voyager.
That would be the USS Voyager. Good job, Bird. It's the only image I have that is not from an episode of Deep Space Nine. All right, Salty, your turn.
Well, those are the only two that I was going to get right, so... Let's do the collectible card game for 100.
All right, can you figure out the name of this card? Look very carefully at the text hit here. Can you guess the name of this card?
Name the card? Let's see. Nimble fighter used by the Bajoran resistance during occupation. Hold 2 personalized. Well, I would guess that the card would be called Bajoran Raider.
He got it. It's Bajoran Raider. All right, John, we're up to you.
Well, they docked at a pylon for 300, please.
All right, name the class of ship docked at Deep Space Nine.
There's a Galar-class warship.
That is a Galar-class warship. Good job, John. Mercer, it's your turn.
I'll take Promenade Directory for 100.
All right, which of these consulate or embassies are not on the promenade according to the directory? Andorian, Bajoran, Federation, Klingon, and Vulcan.
What is Andorian?
Andorian is correct.
Andorian fast food, really?
Yep. Which
Was
you might need
that's
to
just
remember.
like an icy?
It's like a Disney thing, like where you get to the fast food section.
Yeah. It's like a Dippin' Dots or an icy. I mean, what is Andorian fast food?
I think this is the first time everyone's got a correct answer the first round, so good job, guys. All right, we're back to you, Jordan.
I'll take the STCCG for 200.
All right. Can you tell from the card where the ship pictured was built? Don't get too fed up or don't get caught up on the picture too much. Read the card.
That was built at the Mirror DS9 or the Mirror Tirok Nor.
It was Mirror Terok Nor. Sorry about my pronunciation there. Good job, Jordan.
I thought that was a yes or no question. Let's go with the CCG ships for 300.
All right. What is the name of the ship on this card? This is perfect for you, Bird.
Which is why you won't get it.
I can't read the card.
It says
it's not going to say what the name is on the card. You have to.
I've literally blacked out the name of the card.
Yeah.
But
come on,
it
Bird.
says,
Don't you? It's your flagship.
Is it?
Flagship
Or is it
of
the
the
mirror
Klingon Defense
flag?
Force, commanded by Galron when first commissioned, and then Martok during the 2372 incursion into of Cardassia.
Okay, so it's a Negvar.
Yes, it is the Negvar.
I couldn't tell if it was the mirror one. I'm sorry. If it was the mirror one, then I would.
You're gonna have to read it on your own.
Okay, but it was too small to read. I'm sorry.
Sorry. All right, Salty, time to increase your score.
And then took away the only chances I had with the card game one. So
Well, there's still 400 and 500 in the card.
oh yeah,
game.
like I'm gonna get the 400 or 500 one.
You got the 3 if you.
No, I wouldn't have gotten that one actually because I suck with Klingon ships. So I'll go for the Maquis to my no. See, I suck with the Maquis. I'll going on a runabout for 100.
You're gonna go rub one out. Okay.
Of the 3 runabouts dropped off by the USS Enterprise, the Ganges, the Rio Grande, and the Yangtze Kian, which this was the first one to be destroyed.
Ooh, I'm gonna say the Yangtze Kian.
The Yangtze Kian is correct. Good
It's only 'cause
job.
that's the one that I don't remember being in very many episodes.
It was destroyed in episode 13 of the series. All right, John, it's your turn.
They docked at a pylon for 400, please.
All right, hopefully you can tell what this is, but the pictured ship dropped off this wife character.
Who is Cirilla?
It was Cirilla. Good job, John. Taking the lead.
Has anybody
All right,
missed
Mercer.
one yet?
No one has
I'm
missed
about
one
to.
yet.
I'm about to. I'm going to go Maquis for 300.
All right, the Maquis was named after the dissident group of the same name that started during this 20th century war.
Yep, that'd be done for me.
What is the 100-Year War?
That would be incorrect, I'm afraid. Jordan, can you steal?
What is the Second World War?
It was World War II, Vichy France. Good job, Jordan. And it is your turn.
It is my turn. Let's go with the Maquis of To My Heart for 100.
All right, Michael Eddington referred to Ben Sisko as Javert during this pursuit of him, a reference to this Victor Hugo novel.
Oh, what was that novel? Was that was Les Miserables? I don't know my French very good.
All right, the pronunciation was horrible, but I'm going to give it to you. It was Les Miserables.
Yeah, my French is horrible, so.
Are you reading it?
No, I can't pronounce French.
All right, Bird, your turn.
Okay, we'll do Marquis for 200.
All right, the genesis of the Maquis can be traced to the Federation Kardashian Treaty, where certain planets were exchanged, and the creation of this area of space.
This area of space?
Yep, this area of space.
The demilitarized zone. What is the
Yes, it was the
zone?
demilitarized zone, aka the DMZ. You've tied for first, Bird. All right, Salty.
Yes, sir.
John, you don't have a background.
Nah, I didn't get it set up this time.
Oh, jeez. I am so screwed. I guess we'll do the going on a runabout for 2.
The USS Gander was blown up when this person attempted to rescue Worf after the Klingon cruiser he was on was destroyed by the Jem'Hadar.
Right. The USS Gander was blown up when this person, so we're looking for the person who attempted to rescue Worf. Who is Dax?
I need you to be more specific.
Oh, man. Who is Ezra Dax?
Yes, it was Ezri Dax.
And you know what? Thank you, Bird of Prey. Thank you, Bird of Prey. I was going to say Jadzia Dax until you snickered. The only reason I said Ezra was because you snickered. Thank you.
I just like to point out there is no Ezra Dax in DS9.
That's true.
He gave it
Hey,
to me.
if I'm going to give Jordan points for his horrible pronunciation,
he gave miserables.
I'm going to give him a little bit.
And I wouldn't have said anything except you still said Ezra after he gave you the correct answer, Ezri.
Oh, whatever. Get over it,
All right.
Bird.
John, it's your turn.
I'll finish Docked at a Pylon.
All right. This is the hardest one. Where's the text? Okay, I don't know why the text showed up. This ship was never named on screen, but led the opening credits for 5 seasons. If you can guess it, 10,000 points.
What is the USS Leeds?
John, I fucking hate you.
10,000
I gave a clue,
points.
but you still
Just
figured
give
it.
10,000
God
points.
damn it, John.
I told you John was going to win.
Don't give me 10,000
already
points,
told you
though.
John was going to win.
All right,
Wait,
John.
I don't need 10,000 points.
It's
You got to give it to him. You said you
Yeah,
would.
it says
I
10,000
kind of said it
points,
because I figured this would be a joke one that no one would freaking get.
That's 100,000 that you gave him.
Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you for correcting me, Bird.
Yeah.
You know what, Bird? For that, I'm going to give you 100 points.
Thank you.
So, John, I'm going to be mean to you for the rest of the game now because I didn't expect anyone to figure that out because it's only pictured on the frickin' model and you can't see it from any screen grabs. So how the hell did you know that one?
He's been making questions for months.
Well, not only that, I think it actually came up in Question of Trek one time.
It did.
All right. Mercer, it's your turn. Time to take John down a peg.
I'll take
Good luck.
Promenade for 400.
Oh, sorry. Say that again.
Promenade for 400.
All right. Which of these is not a location on the Promenade directory? Bowling alley, Curry's martial arts training, Fredrickson's squid vendor, gelato machines, Rush dilithium crystals.
Oh boy. Gelato. What is gelato machines?
Even though I pronounced it for you, it is gelato machines. That is a joke having to do with Lore Reloaded.
Lore Reloaded, yeah. He's always saying gelato machines on the ships. That's what I figured you were doing.
All right, Jordan, your turn.
Let's go with going on a runabout for 300.
Oh, sure. Steal my category.
The runabout Yukon was destroyed after it was stolen by a changeling impersonating this person.
Oh, who is Dr. Bashir?
I'll accept. Dr. Julian Bashir. All right, Bird, your turn.
Dude, I hated the way he acted when he was a bad guy. Every time he played a bad guy, like a version of Julian Bashir that was a bad guy, he overacted.
Runabout for 400.
All right, which of these was not a runabout assigned to Deep Space Nine for the length of the series? As in, at any point during the 7 seasons. The USS Colorado, the USS Macon, the USS Orinoco, the USS Shenandoah, or the USS Volga?
The Volga.
That would be incorrect, I'm afraid, Bird.
Son of a bitch.
I'm going to say the Colorado.
Motherfucker. My second choice.
All right, Salty, it's your turn.
That's what you get for stealing my category, Bird. I'm going to take Promenade for 2.
All right, according to the Promenade directory, this company that employs George Jetson has an office on Deep Space Nine.
What is Spacely Sprockets?
Yes, Spacely Sprockets. All right, John, it's your turn.
I'll take Maquis for 400, please.
All right, before Eddington, this friend of Cisco betrayed him and the uniform to join the Maquis.
Who is Cal Hudson?
Because of your point value, I'm going to need to be more specific.
Calvin Hudson?
Yes, Calvin Hudson.
You were going to ask for the rank, too?
I wasn't going to ask for the rank because he does abandon his rank, so he's no longer the rank. All right. Mercer, it's your turn.
I'll take Promenade for 500.
All right. According to the Promenade directory, this restaurant that can be found at the end of the universe also has a location on Deep Space Nine. Don't forget your towel.
I'm probably gonna end of the universe. Pass.
Jordan.
Oh. I'm gonna pass.
Bird, can you steal?
That would be from Hitchhikers, and it's called Milliways.
It is Milliways. Good job, Bird. All right, Jordan, it is your turn.
Let's finish up Maquis.
All right. The first official act of defiance done by the Maquis was the bombing of this Kardashian freighter.
Oh, God, I think I remember that.
Which looks suspiciously like a Federation civilian vessel.
Only flying backwards.
Oh, that was the Bach Nord, the Kardashian ship Bach Nord.
It was the Bach Nor. All right, Bird, it is your turn.
Let's do Promenade for 300.
According to the Promenade Directory, this character from Mystery Science Theater 3000 sells used robots in space 03585.
Pass.
Salty.
See, I'm... Oh, what the heck? You know, John's going to win this anyway. I'll say, who is Joel Hodgson?
Unfortunately, Joel is incorrect. John.
I'm going to guess Tom Servo.
God, I hate you, John. Yes, it was Tom Servo, and the name of the place is Tom Servo's Used Robots.
You've got to be kidding me.
God damn it, John.
I would have guessed Crow.
I was going to get that.
I would have guessed Crow, you know?
All right. I believe it is... Whose turn is it now?
Fine.
Salty's, I believe.
Yeah, it's
All right.
We'll take the card game for 5. Why not?
All right. Name this ship captained by Ducat.
I know we had that on my Jeopardy at one point. But do not remember. Pass.
All right, John. I'm going to need... Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to be extra mean to you, so you have to give me the correct pronunciation according to the script as well.
What is the Gros Mall?
God, I hate you, John.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was not a double points. All right, John, your turn.
I'll take a Runabout for 500.
This is the runabout that got shrunk by a subspace compression anomaly and saved the crew of the USS Defiant from the Jem'Hadar. Always true to Kaiser.
What is the Rubicon?
Yes, it was the Rubicon. All right, Mercer, you get the last one. What is the class of this ship? Read it carefully if you can.
Well, not what I thought it was going to be, so I have to pass. I suck. I totally suck today.
All right, Jordan.
What? The Keldon class?
It is the Keldon class. All right. Well, hold on 1 second so I can go back.
Can I ask where that is referenced?
It's referenced in the episode.
The episode is Defiant, by the way.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's the one that the City in Order was building.
Yeah. The Maquis thought they were building them to go into the DMZ, but they were really building them to attack the Founder homeworld.
I kind of blanked out for a minute. What was the answer? Because I kind of like spaced out for a second.
Keldor.
The Keldor.
Okay.
Keldon class.
I thought you said Kelvin class, like JJ somehow got involved.
Yes. The Abrams
All right.
class.
Well, I'm going to set up the next board. You guys talk amongst yourselves, if you so that we don't have just dead airspace.
Hey,
I'll be right back.
Salty, is those clay balls in Minecraft good for anything?
The clay balls, yeah, you can make clay out of them.
Oh, that all you can do with them?
I'm not sure. I'm sure you could do something with them.
Yeah, I keep finding them in the sand and all that.
Right.
I'm guessing the ink sacks make pens or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you do with the ink, but the
Oh, I think Owen said something about you turn feathers into quills.
I've been busy making a railway going through the uranium mines so people can tour the horrors that are Bird of Prey 5's uranium mines. It's actually quite eye-opening for people to see just how horrific the Krogan mines are.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of building a path going north there, seeing if there's anything up that way. There, so. But of course, I found a crap ton of bamboo sticks, so I'm going to be making sticks out of that, I think. Unless bamboo's good for anything else. How do you get carrots?
Bamboo you can use to make scaffolding, which is very useful, actually.
Oh, okay. What are how do you make carrots how do you get carrots? You just gotta find some and then replant them?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I get all these threads about like how Michael I talk about how Michael Burnham is so hyper competent and always doing things, and then people get back to me and they're like, oh well, you could say the same thing about Kirk, and you could say the same thing about Picard. You know they're all the kind of the same, and I'm like, well, in Kirk's case, he always had Bones and Spock and even Scotty to bounce off ideas before he made the decision. And I seem to remember Picard almost always saying suggestions before he actually gave an order. And Burnham doesn't do that. I haven't seen the new season, but Burnham is always right, and she always is just by herself right.
I think the difference is that with Burnham, with the other characters, with Kirk, with Picard, with all the other characters in Trek, they're the best. As far as like Kirk is the best of his era, Picard is the best of his era, etc. But Burnham is just perfect. She's not just the best. That's fine because the captain of the Enterprise should be the best of the best. But she's flawless. She is absolute perfection. She is borderline godhood. And there's a difference there because obviously that's not a human if there is no flaws whatsoever. Kirk makes mistakes. Picard makes mistakes. They are human. But they are the best there is as far as, you're not going to find anyone better, and so you'll not find a more capable leader.
And it's also her smugness too,
Right, and that's and her smugness because in the way they write her, the smugness, they don't see it as smugness because within the context of the universe, they think that it's well deserved because she's so awesome. If you think about it, if she really was as good as they write her to be, that's not smug.
See what Vile's doing. I see what you're doing, Vile.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And I like it.
Salty.
What's he doing?
He is increasing the value of all the other to 1,000 to 5,000, so as to make
The score,
John's
so that we can actually beat
are
John.
easily surmountable.
Oh, it's
He
okay.
didn't
I
say
already
he
said
wouldn't do
John was the winner. I mean, come on, let's just get realistic here. We're going up against John DeMarco.
Yeah, but if we're playing, if the $200 category is now $1,000, and John's only got a $10,000 lead, or
Then John still wins because John's still going to win.
I still think he wins, but it becomes anybody's game. If John somehow got a $5,000 question wrong or passed, then there's serious opening.
Yeah, but
Whereas
that's about
that
as likely
didn't
as Michael Burnham making a mistake.
No, it's as likely as an episode where Michael Burnham isn't in it,
Yeah.
which we had one.
No, we didn't.
Well, almost.
We had one where we thought we had one, and then she showed up in the last 15 seconds to save the day. Yeah. So, John is the Michael Burnham of Jeopardy. You're muted, by the way, John. That's your one mistake of the day.
Oh, sorry.
You know
I think
what I
I just
think,
been assaulted.
And yes, I was trying to change the point values on the scores so everyone had a chance because John screwed me up on that. I was not expecting him to get that answer.
You
So-
screwed yourself on
Well,
there.
what I wanted to ask you is, like, if Michael Burnham was like a white male character, I still think she was a badly written.
That's irrelevant.
Character.
And that's
Yeah,
why I say we, as a fandom, we need to stop arguing about the demographics end of it, because the more we argue about it, the dumber we look.
Yeah.
Red Salute says, "Don't let John read the questions. He answers blind."
There we go. That's the only way we could win. That would be the one way that we could win.
Well,
All right.
The way you could have done it was just listen to John when he said he didn't need 10,000 points for that question.
No,
That's
because
something communists would do.
yeah, I had to do it because that's it was something I put into the question. So
I don't know.
This,
But I'm
on
just
the other hand, is perfectly fine. There's nothing in the rules that states you couldn't increase the value. It's all fair. It's all nice and fair. That's all I'm saying.
all right, well, we're gonna go ahead and start with Mercer this time though because he is in last place.
Hey, well, I thought you'd start with me this time.
I'll take.
I always start with the person in last place, and then we
Nah.
continue on. So it'll go back. It'll be Mercer, Jordan, Bird, Salty, John. I'm not making John go last. It's just how it turned out.
I'll take name the episode for 3,000.
All right. So it's name the episode, 3-word plot. So I'm going to give you 3 words. You have to give me the episode that the 3-word plot describes, and it's Worf joins crew.
What is the way of the warrior?
It is the way of the warrior. Good job, John. Mercer.
You're just gonna give the points to John anyway. That's it.
All right, Jordan, your turn.
Name that episode for 4,000.
Retaking the station.
Oh, what is Sacrifice of Angels?
Sacrifice of Angels.
One of my favorite titles, by
What
the way.
is your
I don't think
problem,
ever
Bird? Just because you knew it too.
did. One of my
All right,
favorite
You're
Bird.
going to
titles.
say me again? What was that you said to me, Bird?
I didn't really have any words. It was just sounds.
Oh,
It was
thought you were going to give me
just-
another fuck you.
Well, Bird,
No,
use your sounds to make words this time and choose a category and point value.
5,000.
Which category?
Name the episode.
Lisa is dead.
Who the hell's Lisa? What? Oh, that's Lisa. Lisa?
I don't remember Lisa.
There's no Lisa in DS9.
Yes, there is.
You can pass.
But you know, John DeMarco knows the answer.
I don't if he knows. I give you know. Pat.
All right, Salty.
I have no idea. Pass.
All right, John.
What is the sound of her voice?
It is the sound of her voice.
Damn it, John.
Dang it, John.
Lyle, you placed me after John, which means I'm never gonna get a chance to steal ever. That's just the way
That's the
purgatory.
DeMarco curse right there.
Yeah, my purgatory being after John, I never get a chance to steal.
All right. Actually, no. I'm sorry, John. You did not get double the points on that because it was not your turn.
All right.
All right, Salty, your turn.
We'll do. Who set it for 1,000?
Picard would never have hit me.
Who is Q?
It is Q. Good job. All right, John. Time to increase your lead.
Name the episode for 2,000, please.
Cisco justifies actions.
What is for the uniform?
Ooh.
That would be incorrect, I'm afraid. Wow.
Oh,
Mercer, you just said it, so you have a chance to steal.
I think these are guys just argument that you could be made that's also.
Bert, are you trying to get John more points?
I'm just saying there's more than one episode that fixed that.
I know exactly which one he's talking about.
I think everybody
Well,
must know.
Mercer, can you steal?
What is for the cause?
For the cause would also be incorrect, I'm afraid. Jordan.
No, it was in a pale moonlight.
Yes, the entire episode is Cisco justifying his actions. So yes, in the pale moonlight is correct. All right. Mercer, it's your turn.
I'll take more fun on the promenade for 3,000.
Okay, located on the promenade, what is the full name of Quark's bar?
Pass.
Jordan.
I know it, but I'm not gonna try to get it.
That was Quark's Bar, Grill, Gaming House, and House Suite Arcade.
That is correct. Good job. Oh,
Why didn't you guess at that, Mercer?
Because I just didn't feel like getting further in the hole if I got one of those words wrong.
Mike might have been lenient on you since you're there.
All right, Bird.
Yes,
No, Jordan. I'm sorry, it's your turn, Jordan.
He might have been, but I just I'm not feeling it today.
Let's finish out. Name that episode.
That's a good
Randy
category,
at
by the way.
Roswell.
Oh,
I like this category.
that was Little Green Men.
Little Green Men is correct. I've done the 3-word plot before, but I thought it'd be fun to bring it back again.
Yeah, have you?
All right,
Okay,
Bird.
cool.
Yeah. Who said it for 2,000?
The truth is usually just an excuse for a lack of imagination.
Garrick. Who is Garrick?
And yes, it was Garrick. Good job, Bird. All right, Salty.
Let's do the card game for 1,000.
All right. What is the name of this card? Think of the person.
Stop moving it. I'm just...
Sorry. Just trying to make it so you can.
Oh, jeez. I'm trying to remember his name.
The card is wrong. He was that's the discrediting Senator Kretek was not a Section 31 plot.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, it was.
No, the Section 31 plot was like the Romulan guy Koval. That was Section 31 plot. Kretek was like.
If you actually watch the episode, yeah, Ross was involved too.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
he was involved. He was involved with the thing on Romulus, but that was not about.
They discredited.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, I got you now.
I think you just said the answer to the answer to the
Yeah.
card too.
We should have said that
Yeah.
part.
I mean,
Darn
do you
it.
want to disqualify because you did say his
No,
name?
it's my fault. You should give him the points.
Out of
Like,
yours?
Maybe.
Sorry, say it again, Bird.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Don't. He doesn't know.
It doesn't matter. I want to be honest about this. So.
Well, I'll give it to
You
you.
said Ross. You said Ross while you were talking.
Yeah. You said his name while we were having the conversation. I don't think
I
you
said it
realized.
right. I'm sorry.
No,
about that.
Mercer,
No,
you
Vile
didn't say
said
it.
it.
No, Vile
Vile
said it.
Mike said it.
Oh, I said it.
You
Yeah,
said
you
Admiral
did.
Ross. Yes, you did.
Oh, that
I
was.
thought
Okay.
I said it.
So give Salty the points. Give Salty the points.
I'll give Salty the points because he's in last place, so now he's in second to last.
Well, anyway.
All right, John. Time to increase your score even further.
I'll think who said it for 3,000, please.
All I ask is a tall ship and a load of contraband to fill her with.
Oh my God.
Who was
Come
Quark?
on.
Yes, that was
Even
Quark.
I
I don't
could
know how
get
you
that
figured
one.
it out, John. You've retaken the lead. All right, Mercer, your turn.
I'll take who said it for 5,000. I'll probably not get it.
Constable, why are you talking to your beverage?
I know which episode. Let me think.
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking.
Oh.
Because I know the episode, and Darren wants to kick me out of the game.
He wants to kick me out of the game, too, because I screwed up and gave Salty the answer.
I don't know. It could be one of two characters, but I don't want to lose all my points, so I'm going to pass.
All right, Jordan.
That was Worf, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it was Worf. I don't know why the thing wasn't coming up.
Good job. What was your Jordan?
All right, Jordan, it is your turn, so you can
Did you give him double
kind of
points?
steal the lead from John.
No, it was my
stealing the lead from
my
John.
category.
Yeah, but I think you gave Jordan double points, didn't you?
Oh.
Oh, I did. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you are in the lead, Jordan, just by only 100 points.
Let's do with keeping up with the Kardashians for 1,000.
This was the name of the Kardashian Intelligence Bureau and Secret Police.
What is this Obsidian Order?
Yes, it was the Obsidian Order. Remember, the easy ones are up top. All right, Bird, it's your turn.
Who said it for 4,000?
Whoa, what is that? A spider or a dog?
Dax. Jadzia.
It was Jadzia Dax. Good job, Bird.
That was the old Bajoran fighters that got out of mothballs
Yep.
to go keep the Romulans from putting medical supplies on
All
the
right.
Bajoran movement.
Salty, it is your turn.
He's going to pick CCG cards again.
Can I pick, please? Let's see. There's not much here. We're gonna do more fun on the promenade for 1,000.
All right. Where is the promenade located? A, B, C, D, or E?
Ooh, I believe Correct. I believe it's. That's the docking ring, the habitat ring. So I believe it's actually C.
So is that your final answer?
But wait a minute. I'm trying to think of the scale of the station there. Because obviously I know E is ops. And then it's either C or D. Just kind of working it out here. Trying to see the windows. Because now is the upper area considered part of the promenade? Like when they're standing, when they show the people standing in that upper level, is that considered part of the promenade, or is the promenade only the lower level? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I can see you never visited the set on Paramount lot.
No, I've never visited the set. Jeez.
I thought you were a geek, so I thought.
Oh yeah, because every geek has been on the set of Deep Space Nine. Let's see.
I mean, come on. I mean, where's your geek card?
Well, Mercer, I've never been to it, but that's just because I can't afford to go there.
Yeah.
And I won't go to California.
I want to go see the Orville set because it was.
I highly doubt it's still set up.
Yeah, I doubt it is too, but it's I'm thinking this C or D, and I'm probably either way I'm going to be screwed if I. But we'll stick with C.
Unfortunately, C is incorrect.
Yeah.
John.
I don't know if I can ask this kid. Is it possible that the answer is more than one letter?
No, the answer is not more than one letter.
So he said C. So I guess D.
Yes, it was D.
I have to.
You guys remember on the turbo lift on the promenade just goes up and down. It doesn't go left and right. It goes straight up to ups.
Yeah, but I have to contest that one. I think I agree with Salty because I look at the windows and those are the same windows.
The little circles on the this ring here are not windows. Only the ones on this ring are windows.
When
and those are the windows you see on the upper
You're
deck.
saying this like we can see what you mean.
Yeah, your mouse.
Oh, you can't see my mouse?
No.
Oh, I guess that's one of the differences of doing this on OBS. Well, yeah, the windows are only on that second ring, not
That's
the.
I'm not disputing. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why I said it had to be one of those two. I wasn't 100% sure.
I'm not going to do it during this game. Like I accept your answer. It's probably right, but I'm going to probably look it up later just to satisfy my own.
All right, John, it is your turn.
Nerdiness.
I'll try Keeping Up with the Kardashians for 5,000.
What is the Kardashian rite of Shurital?
Pass.
What?
Mercer.
Pass.
Jordan.
Ain't that a Kardashian funeral? Or when they're about to die?
It is something they do right before they die.
Oh.
Oh, wait. That's when they reveal all their secrets to a trusted member of the family or friend.
I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. It is... Why isn't it showing up? When a dying family member pass on their secrets to their surviving relatives so they could use them against the dying one's enemies. So you've taken the lead. All right.
I'm so mad I actually knew that one. I was like,
Mercer, it is your turn.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians for 3,000.
This is the Kardashian military rank that falls below Leggett and Gull.
C. Get it? C.
Leggett and Gall seem to be the only military ranks I remember. So,
I believe they only said this lesser one a few times, and only in regards to Damar, if I remember correctly.
yeah, I don't recall, but thank you for the clue anyway. I appreciate it, but yeah, I don't recall. I
All
like
right,
Damar too.
What is Glenn?
It is Glenn.
Okay, good call, Jordan. That's
All right,
awesome.
Jordan, your turn.
Oh, shoot. Let's go with Keep Up with the Kardashians for 2,000.
This was the name of the ruling body of Cardassia prior to them joining the Dominion.
What are you asking here?
What was the name of the ruling body of Cardassia prior to joining them? Prior to them joining the Dominion?
So you're wanting like the Kardashian Union?
No, the ruling body. Like, for instance, the ruling body of the Federation is the Federation Council. And the president. So. And I do want to note that in the private chat, Darren Wagner says that the lower Cardassian rank was stated in their very first appearance, the episode of TNG, The Wounded.
Oh, hey, Darren.
Shit, what's
Good
the name
call
of
on
that
trivia,
man's
Darren.
channel? Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this.
All right, Bird.
The Tapaka Council.
I will give it to you because you were close enough. It was the Datapa Council.
Okay, that's what you were asking for. Okay.
All right, Bird, it's your turn.
Wow, I was way off what I thought it was. Okay.
No, let's do Kardashians for 4,000.
All right, Garrick recommended this book to Julian Bashir and thought it was the finest Cardassian novel ever written.
Pass.
All right, Salty.
The finest Cardassian novel. Garrick recommended the book to Bashir. Oh, crap.
I know this one, but I'm never going to get a chance to.
I know this one too.
Oh.
All right, Salty, since you're in last place, and I'm pretty sure John knows the answer.
No.
It does not feature a luck dragon.
No. It's the never-ending sacrifice.
Yes, it's the never-ending sacrifice.
Okay.
Oh, wait, that was not a double point. Sorry.
No.
But it is your turn, so this time you'll get double points.
You don't have to feel sorry for me for being in last place. I told you I was going to be in last place. Let's see.
I'm in last place. Because
don't worry, you won't be in a minute. Let's see. We'll do the cards for... Man, let's see. And thanks, Darren. Nobody feels sorry for you, you jerk. Yeah, we'll do the cards for 2,000.
All right. What is the name of... Well, where did it show? Why didn't it show up? Okay, it's supposed to be, what is the name of the weapon being shown in this card?
Phaser cannon. What is a phaser cannon?
Can you be a little bit more specific?
Multiple phaser cannons? Or quad phaser cannon?
Because I know John knows the answer. Come on.
Can you scroll up? I want to see the top of the card.
Oh, it's a tactic card. So
Right. I mean, pulse phaser cannon.
I don't know how you came up with that.
Okay, there, pulse phaser cannon. Jeez. All right.
All right, John, your turn.
Take fun on the promenade for 4,000.
All right, this tier of the prophets was kept in the Bajoran shrine on the promenade.
Pass.
Really? I'm shocked.
Yeah,
Mercer.
I am too, actually.
Yeah. Let's see. I have to name. What is the orb? Do I have to name the specific orb?
You have to name the specific orb.
Yeah, I knew it was an orb. I just didn't know which one.
What is the orb of prophecy and change?
Unfortunately, that is incorrect, Mercer. Jordan.
Wasn't that the orb of truth?
Unfortunately, that is also incorrect. Bird.
Orb of wisdom.
That is also incorrect.
No, it's not incorrect.
That's why I passed.
Man, it's come all the way to me.
Yep.
I didn't. I was thinking Board was right. How about orb of contemplation?
It was the
Wow.
orb of contemplation.
I thought it was wisdom, so I was like, okay, what's something
That you
like
named almost all the named orbs except for the orb of time.
Yeah, well, I knew it was an orb of time because that was on the Defiant.
All right, Mercer, time to redeem yourself.
I'll take Promenade for 5,000.
All right, Garrick, who was a plain, simple tailor, had a shop on the promenade. But what's its name?
Ooh.
I'm going to pass because I don't want to lose all 700 points I have.
All right, Jordan.
Wasn't it something like Garrick's Clothers?
Hold on. I don't know why it's not working. Yes, it was. I'm going to let you get it even if you didn't pronounce it correctly. It's Garrick's Clothiers.
Okay.
That's one of those don't overthink it answers.
Right.
All right, Jordan, it is your turn.
More fun on the promenade for 2,000.
Which of these restaurants was never on the promenade? Hopefully you remember from last board. An Andorian fast food place, a Bajoran cafe, a Klingon bistro, a Tellarite cafeteria, or a Vulcan restaurant?
Andorian fast food place.
Apparently you didn't read the question. Oh, shit. I screwed up. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit enter.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
shit.
yeah, that was incorrect, Jordan.
Oh, shit.
So Jordan loses the points, but none of us get to answer.
I hit the wrong button.
I would love to go to a Tellarite restaurant. You go in, I'd like to try the shrimp. No!
Well,
All
they
right,
do
Bird,
got
it's your turn.
restaurants like that up here, up at cities.
You awake, Bird?
Yeah. 5,000.
All right, what is the rest of the name of this card? Try to think
Or-
card, considering it's a Klingon card.
I love Klingons.
Could you go down with the card? Okay. So obviously they already say that.
Can you read the word?
Okay, go back up, please. Um, hmm. Warrior.
Warrior would be incorrect, I'm afraid. Salty.
I can think of what the obvious answer would be is what's printed on the bottom part of the card, but as far as just the house of, but that seems too obvious, so I don't know. I'm gonna pass.
All right, John.
What is son of Keldar?
That would have been my answer.
Son of Keldar.
Okay.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
I knew
that
it
was my
being behind
guess.
John
Yeah.
would cost me because that was going to be my guess too.
I'm the challenge to Gore, son of whatever.
Yeah, see, I didn't know. I didn't know what the son of would be. That's the problem. I couldn't think of his father's name.
All right, Salty, it is your turn.
Can I
3,000.
Can I just point out that like the two guest stars that they had in Grilka's house, the old man and the warrior that she had, they're just such good Klingons. You know, the way the guest stars they picked to be those Klingons were just so perfect. Anyway, they really knew how to cast Klingons back then.
Hey, 3,000.
3, okay. What is the name of this card? And no, it is not Ben Sisko.
Oh, it should be. Wow. What's the name of the card?
Oh, before you answer, everybody say hi to Mrs. Vile because she's in the house.
Hey,
Hey, Mrs.
Vile.
Vile.
Good morning.
Hello there.
I mean,
Oh, I know this. Maybe.
all other Bajorans play on integrity +2. Your Bajorans may report for duty where present. So it's a bonus to Bajorans. And so it has something to do with his being. All right, we'll say, what is the emissary?
It is the emissary. Good job, Salty. And the last question goes to John for, and he might be able to retake the lead if he gets it right. What is the name of this card?
Who is the albino?
Damn it. Yes, it was the albino.
Man, I would have gotten that one too. I should have just gone for that one.
I didn't know, I don't know if anyone would have thought maybe it has his real name on the card or something.
Oh, no, they just called him the albino. Did they ever call him by his real name in that episode?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, judging by the scores, do you guys want to do a final JeopNerdy question and toss it out to the chat, or are you guys good?
I'm fine.
I want to keep playing, but we don't have to.
It's up to John.
Doesn't matter to me, whatever the rest of you want to do.
Sure, go with it.
All right. I want everybody in the private chat to type in how many points you want to bet, but do not answer or do not hit enter yet.
All right.
Elihu says he has a final JeopNerdy question. Elihu, it better be related to Star Trek Deep Space Nine, or else I'm going to ban you.
So let me see.
And when everybody's ready for the question, or at least everyone's locked in their typed in their point value they want to bet, let me know.
Just a second, I'm doing some math. Okay. So,
And Elijah, don't hit enter yet when you type in your question. Wait till everyone's locked in their points. Right now they're doing math to figure out how many points they need to bet.
He's probably going to ask us a question about Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, so just put the points that we're betting, and then don't hit enter until
everyone's ready to lock it in.
Right.
I'm ready whenever.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Mercer?
Ready.
All right, everyone lock in your points.
Do we press enter on the points now?
Yes. Yeah. All right. And Elihu, go ahead and type in your question.
Oh, is he putting it in the main chat? I don't have the stream.
I don't have the main chat open. Can somebody read it? I don't.
Oh, do we got to name every single one?
How many runabouts were originally assigned to Deep Space Nine and name them? Elihu, you suck. I had this answer already in the friggin'.
Yeah, that was actually part of a question already.
Yeah, you weren't paying attention. So everybody, type into the private chat your answer, but don't hit enter yet till everyone's ready.
And that's not a question. Because that's a, well, I can't say how many part question because that would be give part of the answer. But come on, that's a multiple part question. That's not a question.
My spelling might be off.
Like a question would be how many runabouts were there, or what was the name of a runabout? Not.
Well, Mercer, don't really be worried about that because even the show misspelled one of the names of the ships. Technically.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Vile. But I'm probably going to get it wrong anyway because I was paying attention, but only marginally so.
All right. When everyone's typed in their answer, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Ready.
Okay, I'm ready. Bird, you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
I'm not. I'm trying to. Sorry, I'm slow. Can't type worth the crap. Well, hopefully you can understand when I got there type, but go. Okay, I got it. Hopefully you'll be able to figure it out.
All right. So everyone's got their answers. Go ahead and lock them in. All right. Let's go ahead and start with Mercer since he's in last place. Mercer, what was your answer?
3 Rio Grande, Yangtze Kian, and Ganges. You can see
And since we already know that is the correct answer, how many points did you bet?
I bet all of it, which is all of 700, which is like, whatever. Twice nothing is still nothing, according to Cyrano
All right,
Jones.
Bird. You were in second to last. What was your
The
answer?
same answers and the same all by points.
All right, hold on. There we go. And yes, that was correct. All right. Salty, you are in third.
Same answer, 9,099 points.
So now I got to do math. Thank
Sorry.
you.
I just wanted to make sure Bird couldn't beat me. So I made sure I had a margin of 1 point that Bird couldn't beat me.
Actually, it was 199 points that you did better, or you did.
I miscalculate my margin, but
All right, Jordan.
I bet 30,000 and I had the same answers.
Actually, yours were a little bit different, according to the chat.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's right. Jordan, you said Danube, Rio Grande.
Oh, shit. No, oh, shit. I was looking at the wrong spot here. I didn't.
ooh,
Yeah, I was looking at Salty's here, right below mine here. Yeah, I got the wrong. How about Danube?
So I am sorry, Jordan.
Yeah, shit.
And Jordan. I'm
I
sorry,
still
and
beat
John.
Mercer, though. I still beat Mercer. But Mercer's going to kick my ass in the Orville one.
Mercer's
So
going to
John-
kill everybody in Orville.
John, what was your answer?
The Rio Grande, the Ganges, and the Yangtze Kiang.
Yeah.
And how many points did you bet?
4,000.
Thank you for keeping it round numbers so I can do the math easier in my head.
No problem.
So yes, our winner was John. It would have been Jordan, but he put the wrong word.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jordan.
Oh, well. Good
And,
game, everybody. Good game.
Yep.
But yeah, actually, the name of the Yangtze Kiang only has one E in modern day Anglicized version of the name. But in the Deep Space Nine, they gave it 2 E's. So even they didn't pronounce it, or they didn't spell it correctly.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never. Well, thank you for. I just was guessing. That's is that like a river? Is that like a river somewhere?
Yes, it's a river in China.
That's a Chinese river, I believe. All the roundabouts are named after the rivers. Yeah, that's in China.
Oh, it's in China. Okay, I know where the Rio Grande is, and that's. I'm surprised they didn't call one the Mississippi.
Yeah, ain't the Yangtze Kiang the largest river in Asia?
Yes, but there's different. The Yangtze Kiang kind of is one of the main rivers of the Yangtze River.
Okay.
Because they also have like the Yellow Yangtze. They have there's a whole thing.
Yeah, they all flow down from the Himalayas.
So, well, I want to congratulate John on being our winner.
Thank you. It was a close game.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you were second, Salty.
It was only close because of the changing of the point system in round 2.
Well, then I screwed up there. I got my runabouts mixed up in the end there.
Yeah, but even so, it was only close because of the changing of the point system in round 2.
Yeah, because John there somehow knew the leads.
Yeah, despite the fact that I put a clue in that question, I was still shocked that you got that answer, especially because you just knew it.
Yeah, never underestimate.
That was a crazy.
John's
That was
brain.
crazy. Yeah.
All John does is watch Star Trek.
I'll do a couple other things.
Let me ask everybody here: how often do they watch Star Trek, and how many hours do they usually put in on watching Star Trek? Everybody here.
Well, I've been listening to a lot of different Star Trek channels lately. I haven't really been watching much TV.
If you're talking about like actual episodes, I think I watch approximately 1 episode of random Star Trek a week.
I'll probably watch 2 to 3 episodes of Trek a day, give or take.
Yeah.
But it's completely like it might be an episode of TNG and an episode of the original series, or an episode like. In fact, yesterday I watched 3 episodes of Prodigy, and I'll agree. By the way, Bert, I will say Kobayashi was definitely an improvement on Prodigy. I'll agree, but it still doesn't quite ring correct for me. That
I get it, but it's something.
Yeah. Oh no. It's still. I mean, it's way better than Discovery, and I mean, I'm not going to argue that point. I know for some people that just say it's not. Since it's not great Trek, it sucks. I'm not going to say that. It just and I like the fact that the rest of the crew is like, hey, can we go to the Federation? And he's like, no. But I don't like that their self-appointed captain is refusing to go to the Federation. Then they should have a mutiny and go to the Federation.
No, there's no mutiny in Starfleet. There's never been a mutiny.
Yeah, they're not Starfleet. So
Yeah,
still, their record would still. And by the way, Burnham did not commit a mutiny, so we're still fine because she didn't.
Yeah, and like the crew of the Pegasus never mutinied either.
Well, I don't know about the crew of the Pegasus. Well, let's see. Well, the Pegasus is a different kind of incident, but as far as Burnham, Burnham did, and Darren backed me up on this. Burnham did not mutiny. That is incorrect terminology. Burnham
Incapacitating your captain is not
that
a
is
mutiny?
not mutiny. She was insubordinate, but she did not mutiny. Mutiny is conspiracy.
Well, that's another thing we can criticize Discovery for because they call
Right,
it mutiny in the
it's
show.
bad writing. Is that there was no mutiny on
What bugs me
on
is
the
that she was
Shinzo.
right. What bugs me is that she's even when she went to jail and came in, she was her position was the side of the writers.
Yeah, see,
She
Darren
was
put
right.
it in the private chat. You have to have at least one accomplice for it to be a mutiny. It is a conspiracy to overthrow the correct authority on the ship. That is what a mutiny is. It's conspiracy to overthrow authority. There was no conspiracy on the Shinzo. Burnham simply incapacitated the captain and took control. And that's not mutiny. That was her being insubordinate. And she should have been locked up, absolutely. But mutiny was not the correct charge.
All right. Don't make me defend Discovery, but maybe the Federation changed the definition of mutiny between now and then.
Or maybe the writers just didn't bother to look up what mutiny was.
Oh, that was probably the correct answer. But let's face it, we're Trek fans. We nitpick and we defend
I know.
and come up with explanations as to why shit is the way it is.
And let's not forget the fact that they said she started a war that she didn't start because the Klingons fired despite the fact that she failed in her attempt to fire. She didn't start any war. The war was already going, and you could say, well, she beamed over and they tried to kidnap Takuvma, but the war had already started at that point. She was trying to stop a war. She did not start a war.
Yeah, Darren's pointing out that even Navy movies get mutiny wrong. Look at Crimson Tide.
Yeah. Mutiny, unfortunately, Hollywood does not understand. Mutiny is just a cool sounding term, and so they use it.
And also like Hollywood gets all that stuff wrong. Like,
It's just like fire at will. They never get fire at will right. Because when they say they tell you what the target is, and then they say fire at will, but fire at will specifically means choose your own target. So you can't tell. But that's
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you have a military background, so you.
Hard would say fire at will, and nobody shot Riker.
I saw a meme for that where they all fire at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Salty has a military background, so he kind of knows.
Yeah, but I was never in the Navy, and so and so in the Army we don't use those terms. But even so, you know what? They did have military consultants, and you can. It's not hard to get. Like for example, you hire someone who served in the Navy for 20 years, and believe me, someone who served in the Navy for 20 years would love to get a decent paycheck to come on the set of some Hollywood production and make sure that you're getting your Navy terminology right. And Hollywood does that kind of stuff all the time. But yet they still screw it up.
Well, also remember, Hollywood is also ruled by the rule of cool. So even a show like Stargate, which has military advisors, had
well,
even
they've actually gotten awards from the Air Force for being...
Yeah, but even they still get stuff wrong all the time.
Right. But they at least try to show as much as they can correctly, and so with Stargate, like the Air Force actually complimented the show in showing a positive portrayal of the Air Force. But you're not going to hear the military saying how great, Star Trek Discovery is.
So why is it that in some Star Trek episodes they say that Starfleet is not a military organization when it has ranks?
Well,
Because
lots of things have rank that's not the military.
Because
but-
Gene Roddenberry was like, no, it's all peaceful now.
Well, Gene Roddenberry was senile when he said that, but the the truth is that they want, if you want to look at it, the only way you can try to suggest that is in Star Trek 6, they demilitarized Starfleet, but then after the Borg attack, they remilitarized Starfleet. That's the only logical way you can take that. But
Again,
but even so, it still doesn't
we're
work.
doing I'm just saying, we're doing the Star Trek fan thing. We're coming up with explanations to explain what happened on screen.
Right. It still doesn't add up, though, because you still have Starfleet being the enforcers of the galaxy. And, even during that peaceful time where the mainstay of Starfleet was the Excelsior class, which was still a ship with weapons of mass destruction all over it, patrolling the Federation and enforcing the law. And so don't tell me that's not the military. It is. It just is. And sure, the Galaxy class had daycare centers on it, but that's the only thing that changed. And which was, that turned out to be great when the Borg sliced open the daycare center. I'm sorry. That's my headcanon, by the way. The Borg sliced open the daycare center. The 18 people dead, those were all the kids.
Oh, no, the nursery.
Yep.
The schools.
Are you guys all looking forward to the new Top Gun movie?
No.
Nope.
Oh, I thought it already came out.
No.
No, they delayed it. But, yeah.
The reason I'm looking forward to it is because the idea of actually, like, seeing the dogfighting the way they could do it now and not having it be, like, too comic booky, like, the sound of the jets and the actual dogfighting, I think it's going to be awesome. Because Tom Cruise wouldn't do it if it wasn't awesome.
But you know what I'm not looking forward to? An excuse why Tom Cruise, now in his 50s, is still Maverick. I mean, that just looks stupid to me.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the story in any way. I'm just saying, like...
Right, but but I don't go to a movie just for the visual effects.
Oh, I don't either, but...
See,
yeah.
My primary problem with it is that the Top Gun school was here in San Diego at the Naval Air Station Miramar. The thing is, a number of years ago, after the movie Top Gun came out, it became a Marine base, not a naval base anymore. So now it's the MCAS Miramar. And the Top Gun school is no longer in San Diego. And I don't even know if it actually exists anymore. Darren, maybe you know more than I do. So if the Top Gun doesn't exist anymore, or at least the school, why would it, the title doesn't even make sense.
Well, I know Darren's correct. I mean, if you look at the trailers, that's what the movie's about. It's about how we don't even need pilots anymore because we have drones. And I'm sure the movie's going to show how Maverick is even a better pilot than drones, which is going to be complete bullcrap because a drone can outfly any human.
Yeah, but aren't the drones controlled by humans?
Yes, but they're still going to have, like, Maverick can outpilot a drone because he's Maverick. Because Maverick is Maverick. And they're going to have some new robotic drone that's, I'm sure that's going to be the story. Or some drone is going to go haywire and it's going to try to attack the city. And now Maverick's going to outfly the robotic drone because, people believe that that's how drones work. But the problem is that, okay, so now Maverick's in his 50s, but he's been busted 75 times, so he's still a low-ranking, which means he shouldn't, he probably would have been kicked out of the Navy, but he's still relatively low rank and he's flying around. And
it looks like he's just teaching the class how to dogfight again. That's what it looks like to me. Like he's like they need dogfighters for some reason, and he's brought back to teach them.
Are they going to be able to come up with a reasonable excuse as to why dogfighting is really even needed in modern day fighting?
Right,
well, I'm sure that's the whole plot. I'm sure the whole plot is going to be why it's needed, and that's why they brought it back because nobody knows how to do it except for him.
Hey, Salty, what would be the punishment for him doing that flyby of the tower?
You know, the way that it's basically what he's doing is reckless endangerment, and if he's repeatedly doing that, he would get grounded.
That's the twice he did. He did that 2
Yeah,
times.
he did it twice in the first Top Gun movie, and if he's habitually doing that in the real world, yeah, he would get permanently grounded.
Yeah.
And yeah, Darren's putting, you know, he's still from what we could see in the trailers, he's still an 06. And so if he can't get promoted, or he hasn't gotten promoted because that would ground him, but whatever. I think the story is going to be a really flimsy excuse for him to just still be in the cockpit. But I'm just, to me, the movie looks. I mean, look, I love a lot of Tom Cruise's work. He's a hardworking man. I respect the fact that he does a lot of his own stunts. But at the same time, this is a movie that should have been made like 10 years ago.
20 years ago.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know if Darren or someone else wants to come up, but I'm going to jump off since I'm not.
Yeah, I can bring Darren up. He's been
right,
patiently waiting in the back row.
Good to see you, Bird.
See you later, Bird.
Good game.
Thanks for playing, Bird.
Thanks.
See you, Bert.
What do you
Yeah,
think is going to be the better film? Mission
Either
Impossible, whatever number we're on, or Top Gun?
Darren, you need to say what you just put in the private.
Yeah, I hope when the movie starts, he is in fact piloting a cargo plane full of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong.
Yeah, because that was what his CEO.
Yeah, that's
threatened
what-
to
I
do
love
to
that guy.
Yeah,
I
that's what
think his name is
Principal
James
Strickland told him that.
him.
Yeah, James Tolkien. He's a great actor, and I love that. But what do you think is going to be the better film, the new Top Gun or the new Mission Impossible?
I have never enjoyed any of the new Mission Impossible films, so I have to go with Top Gun.
You know what, Darren? I hate to do this, but I agree with you because I haven't enjoyed any of the Mission Impossible movies because they're all the same fucking movie with the same exact plot, just taking place in different places.
Well, why would you hate to agree with me? No, okay. No, I saw the first movie Mission Impossible, and I was a big fan, of course, the '60s show because I saw it in rerun after school, and then I liked the '80s revival of it.
Oh, that's
But
probably why
then-
he hated it because they turned.
Yeah,
him into
because
a
in the
bad
first,
guy.
because in the first movie, all of a sudden Phelps betrays the team, and I'm like, what the hell, you know?
Well, see, I don't have a problem with Phelps betraying the team. I thought that was actually an original idea, but the problem is almost every subsequent Mission Impossible movie is about the team being betrayed.
Right. See, what I would have done was just had Tom Cruise be a young Phelps and show how he ascends to leadership of the team. Instead,
Right, be a reboot.
They took, it would be like having a Star Trek movie. Instead of the Star Trek the motion picture, you have a Star Trek movie where Captain Kirk betrays the Enterprise crew and joins the Romulans or something, and then gets killed at the end. And then
I can understand that. I guess
yeah.
for me it didn't bother me because I never followed the old show.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the old show, that was a shocker. I remember somebody saying that Peter Graves, of course, was invited to the premiere, and he came out of that movie just very confused. You know, I was playing a bad guy the whole time. Yeah.
What always confused me about those movies, and I like them generally, but they're all kind of the same, is like, what is the name of Simon Pegg's character? I can't think of his name, but he always was able to find a room somewhere with his laptop and get into the system. He always had, everything was so convenient for him. He was always able to.
Well, that's just Hollywood, typical Hollywood troping, though. I mean, as far as the computer guy always, like, how many times do computer guys always manage to have some way to hack their way into a system in some ridiculous way? Like, hacking in Hollywood just works in some ridiculous.
It's funny that you mentioned that, Salty, because you know what I started to watch last night in order to fall asleep?
What's that?
Was Tron.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching the hacking scene at the very beginning, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is kind of realistic. And then they show what's happening inside the computer. It's like, nope, never mind.
I love that movie.
One of the things I am interested in seeing with Top Gun is how because apparently Val Kilmer is in it. And if anybody's seen that documentary that came out last year called Val on Amazon, you know that he's not the same human being that he was, back in the day. And apparently they're going to have Iceman essentially be in the same physical state as Val Kilmer. in the film, and it's going to be a very brief thing. Where
Is
he's
he going to
in
be
there.
able to fit in a cockpit?
Well, no. You see what happened to Val Kilmer. What happened to Val Kilmer was he had throat cancer, and they defeated it with radiation, but his treatment destroyed his vocal cords. He can't talk, and he's got this thing on his
Is it one of
throat.
those voice box
Yeah.
things?
Kind of like the
Yeah.
the scientist guy
Yeah.
talking.
No, not exactly like that. You have to see the documentary. He when he tries to talk, all that comes out is just spasmic, gas.
Shame.
Basically,
Yeah.
it's so his son actually narrated his documentary for him. But
right, well,
yeah.
I did not know that, so now I feel bad about that fat joke I just said about Val Kilmer. Thank
Yeah,
you.
he's
what?
slimmed back down, but now he's got that problem. So
What's really good, going back to the plot, though? I think the main plot of the movie is going to be very cliche. Like Goose's son, played by Miles Teller, is going to be like, "You let my father die," and it's going to be this whole guilt trip through the whole movie, and that's what's going to bug me. But I still want to see the movie because of the flying. And
the other thing is they've got a female pilot in there too, of course, which wasn't a thing
Phoenix.
back in the first movie era, and since the first Top Gun movie, the Navy's changed a lot thanks to Tailhook and all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
So
Phoenix, right? Is that what her name is? Phoenix?
I have no idea. I'll wait and see the movie and I'll learn their names then. I know John Hamm's in it, so he's usually pretty good. And,
But will he feature John Hamm's John Hamm?
Jean Ham?
Yeah.
Did anyone watch?
If you haven't seen that on Saturday Night Live, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, where John Hamm did a spoof commercial for John Hamm's John Hamm, which was a toilet paper looking roll of ham that you would put and so it's just ham on a toilet paper roll that you would hang in your toilet, so while you're sitting in the toilet you could have some nice delicious ham. And so it was John Hamm's John Hamm. And then if you wanted to have some mustard with your ham, you would get some John Hamm's soap dispenser mustard. And so you'd go over to the sink and go to the soap dispenser and dispense mustard.
Well, my only question was it Dijon ham mustard?
Dijon.
Did anyone watch season 4000 of the Cobra Kai show or whatever season they're on?
Mm-hmm.
No, I have not seen any of the Cobra Kai, so try not to give me any spoilers. I've been wanting to watch it, I just don't have time.
Okay, just wondering.
Are we doing another game, or is it over?
We're just chatting.
No, after the game, I usually just do nerd chat, and I stream for about 2 hours.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We still got about 20 minutes to kill.
Yep.
Then for me, I get to go to Arizona right after the stream.
Oh,
Why
good.
are you
What's
going to
in Arizona?
Arizona? You just hate
I'm working today through Thursday in Arizona.
Arizona, the zone of the Aryans.
Oh yeah. Must be why they. Well, never mind.
I find it excited to go to Arizona.
Did you ever do a JeopNerdy, a JJ Trek JeopNerdy?
Ooh, that would
No,
be
I have
interesting.
done questions, but not an entire show devoted to JJ.
I actually think Into Darkness is a beautiful looking movie in terms of the shots and the cinematography, and even the editing is pretty good. But the story for Into Darkness.
All they
As
do
far
is
as I'm
make me
concerned,
less real Star Trek.
it ranks number one in the worst Star Trek movies.
Really? I remember when that poll came out about 5 years ago, when the fans said it was the worst movie, and I think like the main media, like they just erupted over this. You remember that?
No.
Yeah, it was like a convention held, like a poll, a Star Trek convention held a poll of what the worst Star Trek movie was, and when Into Darkness came up as the worst, the mainstream media was like, "What is happening here? It's worse than Star Trek V."
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Well,
What do you think, Salty?
I think that's a bit much to try and suggest that it's worse than Star Trek V. It's, I understand why some people don't like the film. I certainly think that it has its share of problems, but I think Star Trek Beyond is the worst of the Kelvin timeline films. I know a lot of people disagree with me on that, but that's
like me.
Yeah.
But and that's perfectly okay. People can have their different opinions. I mean, entertainment is completely subjective. But the Kelvin timeline, its biggest problem for me as far as the first two films is just that what the heck did they do to my beautiful starship? Why does the Enterprise, why did they script the proportion of the Enterprise so bad?
Why do the pylons? Why are they bent? Like why are they like
the pylons? They bent the pylons. They bloated the warp engines. Everything is just wrong, and they just did it's funny. They did the opposite of what they did to the Enterprise D. With the Enterprise D, they bloated the saucer section. With the Kelvinverse Enterprise, they bloated the nacelles.
Right.
But on the commentary track, JJ did say that when he had that opening shot where they go up to the Enterprise, he wanted to reflect the motion picture where you could see like all of the tiles on the ship, that comprise the hull, and he wanted this like incredible detail. But his ship doesn't look as beautiful as the Enterprise.
It's because the proportions are off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
there's
that's,
that and.
Yeah, the Connie has these beautiful, perfectly balanced proportions in thirds, whereas this is both the problem of both the Enterprise D and the Kelvin timeline Enterprise is that when you start messing with those proportions, it just looks off. And
well, see, I kind of, I disagree with you about the Galaxy class because I think that is one of the most beautiful ships that Star Trek has ever made.
Well,
I don't think it's
insane.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's like a good warship or anything like that. I think it was just a.
Of course, it's not a good warship. It has a daycare center.
Plus, it's the only Star Trek ship I would honestly say looks graceful in space.
Really?
I didn't actually start warming up to the Enterprise D design until I saw it destroyed in Generations, because then we finally got the big screen treatment. I'm like, oh, it actually looks pretty good here. And then they blew it up.
I think the Enterprise D would be a very nice ship to live on.
Yeah,
I'll give you that much. If you were saying, hey, which ship would you like to spend a long weekend on? Sure.
Well, see,
because
I gotta throw in my standard joke here. I like a girl with a lot up top.
Well, that's great, but you know what? I like.
What about ample day cells?
No.
Well, then you'd like the JJ verse, and they even make a joke about that in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so just since we're talking about the bad ones, what are your guys' top 3 worst Star Trek movies?
Well, that's easy. The 3 Kelvin movies.
Okay, but what order?
Well, you'll have to call on us, so we don't all talk over each other.
All right, well then we'll start with Jordan since he's the first.
Well, Star Trek 5, Star Trek 1, and beyond.
Salty.
Let's see. Man, this is tough. Top 3 worst. So
it's a very geeky question.
This is so worst for the brand as a whole. Star Trek Beyond. Worst in terms of production. Star Trek 5. Worst for what they do to characters. Star Trek First Contact.
Really? Wow.
See, he doesn't like First Contact. He's not. He finally.
I gave specific reasons for each one.
He gave specific reasons.
Darren, you don't have to say why I didn't like it. I said exactly why I didn't.
All right, John.
Starting with the worst, I would say Into Darkness, followed by 2009, and then Beyond.
Mercer.
Well, for me, the worst, and I really like this movie, but the worst is first of all, the worst is Into Darkness, just in terms of the writing. But the worst, but I still like the movie, in my opinion, just for the pacing, is the first movie, the motion picture. There's no pace to it at all. It's just it's like they took all the character and interaction out of Star Trek. It just I still like the movie, I respect it, but I just can't watch it. And I guess I'll have to go with Star Trek V, although I do like that movie. I actually like Beyond because I like how the tone is established at the beginning, and there's a slight tongue-in-cheekness to the movie, and they established that right in the first scene. So so nothing about the movie betrays that tone, and I like it. So.
All right, Darren.
Okay, mine is obviously Star Trek V first. Then I would go with Star Trek Insurrection. And then I would go with the 2009 Star Trek film.
Interesting. Insurrection is...
Darren,
Insurrection, yeah, go ahead.
I'm very similar to you because my number 3 would be Star Trek V. My second worst would be Star Trek Insurrection. And number 1 worst is Star Trek Into Darkness. And it's because Into Darkness tried to do Star Trek 2, did it worse. Insurrection tried to do Generations, did it worse. And Star Trek V, it did, well, it was just bad.
Yeah,
Insurrection is okay. I don't mind it.
My problem with Insurrection is every single plot point was already explored in the series. If you watched enough of the show, everything was familiar. The only thing that we had that was somewhat different was you had these bad guys who were kind of like a cross between a little bit of the Borg and visually, but also they had the Vidian thing going on where they were trying to, they're obsessed with trying to remain young, and grotesquely mangling their bodies in the process.
Yeah,
that was somewhat interesting. But
the thing about Insurrection that I think would have improved the movie without changing very much is it's almost like Frakes, who directed it, didn't realize that the Federation was wrong in that movie. Picard's viewpoint is completely wrong because saving the Federation is much more important than saving 600 people.
Right.
And the technology could be used to save and help the entire Federation. The bad guys were correct. And there's not one point in the movie where I'm not convinced that they're correct.
Right.
Well, the reason I didn't like Insurrection is because the main plot is exactly the same main plot from Star Trek Generations. It's Madman tries to destroy a planet in order to gain eternal youth. What the hell? It's the same exact basic plot.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, moralistically, the bad guys are correct.
Now
the
2009 Star Trek film is on my list as well, because I just could not get past the idea of Kirk, who was not a Starfleet officer at the time. He wasn't even a proper cadet. He was a cadet on academic suspension, being given the first officer position on the Enterprise by Captain Pike simply because he knew who his old man was, and it was basically.
That's the thing about Pike. Is that he's a very emotional. Yeah. He has a gut instinct, and when he did that, it was part of his gut instinct decision, and I actually bought that.
Yeah, I didn't.
If they had written it like Kirk remained a cadet at the end of the movie, and he was only temporarily in command because the whole crew was because of the emergency was being crewed by cadets. That I could accept, but the fact that they just made him captain at the end makes no sense.
They
and of course,
they
gifted
him a starship.
Yeah, and what that did was that gave then Alex Kurtzman and his team of flunkies permission to have an even worse example of this in Michael Burnham, who never went to the Starfleet Academy.
Right.
This was brought on and then she's ascended the ranks to captain, and
at least Discovery did not make Burnham captain after the first freaking episode.
Right, but she should never have been an officer on the bridge of that ship.
I did buy Bruce Greenwood's performance and his snap decision in the heat of the moment to do what he did. I personally bought it just because he sells it.
I could not get past that. And one of the things I actually liked about Into Darkness was they sort of addressed this problem very early in the film, where it's clear that Kirk isn't ready, and they were about to put Pike back into command of the Enterprise and have Kirk as his first officer, which I thought it would have been great.
Those early scenes in that movie, by the way, Into Darkness, the first act is so good. You know, the first part of that movie is so good with the writing. It's so
and
it's a shame that it doesn't keep it up.
That scene where he gets his ass chewed in Pike's office, and he gets informed at this point that they've already taken the Enterprise away from you. So
look at Chris Pine's acting. Like look at his eyes when he gets chewed out. He's so into that. He is so.
Yeah, I'm not saying the acting in that movie was bad. The acting in Into Darkness was good. It was just the writing was awful.
Right, but the acting was really good.
Yeah, they were trying to hit too many markers from Wrath of Khan and such. I mean, introducing Carol Marcus for really no reason at all other than to see her in her underwear. Was that. I mean, they could have cut her out completely. I did like RoboCop as the bad guy, but how many times are we going to see an evil Starfleet admiral?
Who did you like better, RoboCop as that bad guy or Paxton from Enterprise, where he was almost the same character?
Paxton was better, but I mean, I like RoboCop, so. Peter Weller. And as far as Cumberbatch goes, I thought that that was kind of I was a huge Sherlock fan at the time, and I didn't buy him as Khan, and
same here.
Because
he should have been Joaquin.
Yeah, or some other augment, but then of course that would have people would have said, hey, they already did that on Enterprise with the other augments that they used.
That just means it was established. I still would have preferred it to be some other augment.
Right.
But no one has a name recognition in popular culture like Khan.
Yeah. Now the other thing
not
that
even sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Darren.
It's fine.
But I was to say that the problem is that I think that they overestimate how much popular recognition there is to Khan and that stuff because people know who Captain Kirk is. The general populace of America knows Captain Kirk. Most people do not know who Khan is.
I beg to disagree because he's the most iconic. And real quick, I remember a few years ago, I was in an FYE, like one of those video stores, and literally these two girls, like maybe 20s, I overheard them talking about Into Darkness. I could not believe it, and they were making a note about like how he's Khan. They knew who Khan was, and they were.
Well, they might have known it after that movie came out. Right. But you know what? You could just. But you know what?
No, Mercer's right because even when me and Caddy reviewed Space Seed, she had never seen Ricardo Montalban's Khan ever.
Yeah.
But she hadn't even seen Into Darkness yet. But she knew who Khan was and was shocked that was Khan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I just don't see Khan as being that integrated into the pop culture.
He's not like Darth Vader, but he's
unfortunately
he's the most known villain in all of Star Trek, except for maybe the Four.
Unfortunately, the franchise ever since Star Trek II, the franchise has not been able to get over Khan. The push has always been to have some villain come out of the woodwork that's really awesome.
And Shinzon is like Khan 2.5 or something.
Right. And they never come up with one that has the same level of gravitas because Khan was a villain that was established way back in the show.
But maybe they need to stop trying so hard.
Right. I mean, Star Trek IV didn't have a villain, and it was one of the highest grossing films of all time in terms of that franchise. So
Khan's a far better villain, but yet nobody knows who he is if you're not a Deep Space Nine.
My sister-in-law loves the Abrams films, and so I lent her my copy of Wrath of Khan, and when she gave it back to me, she said she was very confused by it because to her, there's no romance obviously between Uhura and Spock, and Uhura has an extremely minor role in that film compared to in other films, and she had a bit of an issue with the fact that Khan was this Native American looking guy, right? And it's like, well, that's the original premise. He was a Superman, but he wasn't a blonde haired, blue eyed, Aryan ideal. He was a different ethnicity, right? And
I believe he's supposed to be like
he's supposed to be
Indian subcontinent type person.
Sikh.
Yeah, like a Sikh. Yeah. But I mean, Ricardo Montalban is Mexican, therefore he is Native American. And when he got older, his hair went from black to, a light gray white. like a Native American does. So he has this Native American presence to him. But yeah, she was quite confused by it. She also said this is a much quieter film. It's like there's not, this is more thoughtful. Yeah. It's not, there's not all these lasers and things flying all over the place and action sequences. I mean, she was surprised that the movie ends and Kirk never physically confronts Khan at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Star Trek 2 is a very smart film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's something that Star Trek has really lost in the modern incarnations, is that they forgot that Star Trek is really at its best when it focuses on being smart, as opposed to focusing on being exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I also like to note that Star Trek 2 was directed by someone who was not a Star Trek fan originally.
Right.
Yeah.
But he bothered to get inside the material and understand it.
Exactly. Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did do that. But I know a lot of people are like, we need to put fans in charge of Star Trek now. It's like, no, because when fans put in charge of Star Trek, you get fan films.
Right. And we don't need fanfics. We need a competent filmmaker. And it's not like, look, anybody, if you get any good filmmaker, that's fine and dandy, but we need someone who can learn the franchise and work within how the franchise is supposed to be. The problem is that what we have right now is a group of people that are trying to replicate NCIS in space. Right. And I'm absolutely convinced of that, because CBS owns NCIS, which is currently the #1 show on television. Right. And so I just did a little study of my own just for chits and giggles to kind of compare the writing of NCIS and Discovery, and guess what? The writing style is identical.
Yeah.
They're just trying to
they have Hanna-Barbera syndrome. When Hanna-Barbera had this major hit in Scooby-Doo, suddenly everything they produced had Scooby-Doo elements in it.
Right.
Including Super Friends.
Can I ask a separate question about Into Darkness? Before the movie came out, people were wondering who the villain was, and JJ and everybody else, especially JJ, insisted it was not Khan. It's like, and it started this trend that kind of disturbs me, but yet I understand it, where the people marketing the film are deliberately lying to their audience to hide.
That's nothing new.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at JJ's earlier movie, the one with the big monster in it, Cloverfield, he had several different movie posters with different titles, including Monstrous and a few other things, and including one was just the date of the films. He didn't reveal the title, and he really built up a lot of buzz for that.
Lying to the, that's not lying.
It is deliberately lying. If you produce a number of fake movie posters that have the wrong title on it, and his whole intent there was to build anticipation for it, to have people try to find out, go to the movie to find out who this character is. It's kind of like the Matrix, the first Matrix movie. You don't know what the Matrix is when you're looking at the trailer. You have to and what's his face even says, unfortunately, you have to, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to experience it for yourself. That was in the trailer, so that was part of the success of that film, and I think he's just trying to mimic that kind of marketing.
It's like the Hulk, though, in Infinity War.
I will agree that they are lying to us. Into Darkness was a very poor version of it, but I think a good example of lying to the fans is letting them come up with their own lies or whatnot to do stuff, like WandaVision did when they had what's his name, Quicksilver.
How many times did people think Mephisto was behind everything in the MCU?
Even the Hulk in the commercials for Infinity War. You remember they had the Hulk running along with Captain America, and he was never in that scene.
Yeah. But you know what, Mercer? It is deceptive marketing. But the reason they have to do that is that, and by the way, and like I said, this is absolutely nothing new, but this goes back to the days when, where Hollywood used to be able to, for the most part, keep their movies under wraps until they were released.
Good point. Right.
But now with the way that it is with internet stuff, is that stuff is constantly. I mean, people look at the Phantom Menace. They had the entire script for some movies online before the movie's even out. right?
Yeah, it is a different time for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're sitting there reviewing the movie before it's out, like with Rise of Skywalker,
Yeah.
talking about how horrible the movie is before the movie's ever released. And, what are they supposed to do with that? Right?
Yeah. Well, the toys can spoil a movie.
Yeah, that's
too,
one of the reasons I try to stay away from all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
I like being shocked. Like when I went, has everyone seen No Way Home yet?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I
Yeah, I've
haven't.
seen it.
Okay, the only thing I did was watch one of the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know. I knew that Doc Ock and Green Goblin were going to be in it because of the trailer, but I didn't know that Electro was going to be in it. I didn't know that Sandman was going to be in it. I didn't know that the Lizard was going to be in it. So every time one of those things happened, I was shocked and pleased at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
When Matt Murdock showed up, and I know that's a spoiler, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I flipped my lid. I was like, oh my God, they actually acknowledged Daredevil. That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
I was thrilled about all that kind of stuff. But I would have missed that if I had watched all the people's reviews or things about talking about it before the movie came out.
Right.
Because I'm like, oh, now I'm just waiting for Andrew Garfield to show up. I never thought he was actually going to show up. I thought that was all fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
Well, my dad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. But that's like No Way Home is a great example of where because I don't know if you know this, Vile, but the original intent for the marketing of that film, if we weren't in a COVID world right now, was they were going to market this film as just being Peter Parker versus J. Jonah Jameson. That was going to be the entirety of the marketing. That this was just going to be a pickup where the old film, where the last film left off, that Peter Parker was exposed and J. Jonah Jameson was going to try to ruin him. And so even the presence of Doc Ock and Green Goblin was going to be a total shocker to the audience. Could you imagine if that scene on the highway and you see the rumbling and then all of a sudden you see Alfred Molina and you're like, what?
Yeah.
That would have been awesome, but you can't. It's hard to do that in today's world. It's a good
when Terminator 2 came out, it had two trailers. You had the normal teaser trailer, which was just them putting together an endoskeleton, and then
trailer ever.
Listen to what
Why
I'm
is
saying.
that the worst
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. You're all interrupting me before I can even get my point out.
I know. But,
Okay. The first trailer was just a teaser. It showed them assembling a T-800, and then they put and you're not really recognizing it so much yet because they're only showing you bits and pieces, and then they show the mold coming together and coming apart, and then Arnold's there, and he says, I'll be back. That's the only trailer my dad saw of Terminator 2 Judgment Day. He didn't see the second one where they spoil a huge plot point. And so when we went and saw it, he was genuinely surprised that Arnold turned out to be the benevolent of the two machines.
Yeah.
And
I never got to see Terminator 2 in theaters. I only got to see it on VHS once it came out to Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not know that Arnold was going to be the hero in that movie. I mean, everyone now knows, but I thought it was a good twist.
My dad was confused because in the when Arnold first arrives in that bar and takes apart the biker gang and people in the movie are cheering, he's like, he's kind of wondering why these people are cheering for the bad guy. And then of course the second one comes out, and it isn't really until the two machines meet in the hallway behind in the mall.
Get down.
Yeah, that's when it finally drops. And I get the feeling, even though they played bad to the bone and stuff earlier in the film, that you weren't really supposed to know exactly what was going on until that moment.
Right.
So by not looking at that trailer, my dad got a lot more out of that movie, at least the first part, than I did, because I already knew that.
Why did you like the trailer, Salty?
Because exactly that. In the trailer, they show you that Arnie is the hero. They absolutely should
talk about the teaser trailer.
Yeah, they absolutely should not have done that. And not only that, and Terminator has a long line of doing this, because they showed you that John Connor was a Terminator, and they showed
that was dumb.
They ruin that. I don't know why they keep doing this crap. Trailers should not spoil movies. Well, it's bad enough the fandom does this, but trailers shouldn't do that.
Well, James Cameron has said that he often underestimates the audience. Like if you've ever seen the difference between his special edition director's cut of T2 and the theatrical cut, he talks about some of the scenes that he cut out because he wanted to show, like, for example, there's this creepy scene where the T1000 is in John's room and he's feeling everything in the room because he can, he gets information through physical contact. And he says, I don't really have to show this. I've already kind of explained it to the audience. Hopefully they'll get it. And he cut that part out of the film. That's an example,
Right.
Yeah.
His commentary is awesome. I like the scene he did where they showed them removing the chip and they were thinking about destroying the chip.
Yeah, that was a great scene. It was
They
great.
should have kept that in.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was in the director's cut.
Yeah.
I wish they had kept that. That's the only deleted scene I would have liked to have seen them keep. Most of the other stuff, I think it was either repetitive or just unnecessary. But the chip removal, I loved.
Yeah, the other thing that they did cut out was in the steel plant. There was this T1000 was actually having a lot of problems maintaining disguises.
Yeah, when it was glitching out.
Is glitching, and that's only in the theatrical cut. That's only lightly hinted at because he does a flourish where the chrome kind of runs through his body. But in the director's cut,
the theatrical cut, they also have a part where he grabs the rail and mimics the rail a little bit, but that's it.
Yeah, there's a couple shots, but not as many as in the...
Yeah, but the special effects, a lot of the heavy special effects stuff they did, like his feet sinking through the grating of the floor and things like that. I mean, that one scene where John is confronted with two Linda Hamiltons, he's got to figure out which one's real. Well, in the director's cut, he can see that one of them is sinking through the floor, and so he knows that that's the fake. But in the theatrical cut, he just instinctively knows which one his mom is. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, giving away too much in the trailer is a real problem. And this is something that I had a discussion with another group, and people asked me how I felt about Beetlejuice, and I'm like, I hate that movie. And they're like, why? It's like, because every single funny part of that movie was in the trailer.
Yeah.
If you saw the trailer, you saw the movie, and all you're watching in the movie is the filler scenes in between the funny moments that were already in the trailer. So you have, and I'm sitting in there with a bunch of idiots in the theater, and they're laughing at all the parts they already know are coming from the trailer. Oh, I remember that from the trailer. Ha ha. It's like, it's not funny if you've already seen it.
Right.
And and then that was a hallmark of a lot of Tim Burton's early films, Batman included, was that all the really awesome shit was in the trailer. And he had these long 2-minute trailers.
Like with Afterlife, Ghostbusters Afterlife, the basic story was everything was in the trailer. I got exactly the movie that was advertised, and yet I wanted to watch it play out, even though I knew the basic gist of it from the trailer. The trailer literally gave us the basic story, and yet I just wanted to see it played out rather than just watching an abbreviated version.
I don't know. I don't think Ghostbusters Afterlife did a bad job because with the only thing we knew.
Hold on, I actually haven't seen it yet.
Right. Well, and I was saying the trailer for Afterlife. I won't do any spoilers. Don't worry. But with the Afterlife trailer, we only get the build up to what's happening,
right? And
the actual who the ultimate villain of Afterlife is not revealed in the trailer. And so that's not there anywhere.
Yeah. See, my favorite trailers are the ones that don't show you any parts of the film at all. Like if you go
Alien
on YouTube,
with the egg.
If you go on, the one I was going to suggest was
Back to the Future, the original Back to the Future,
the American Werewolf in London trailer, which had it was just atmospheric, and then at the end of the trailer, some animal puts its paw down in a puddle and splashes the water, and it's just it's taking itself very seriously. It's instilling you with dread, and it's giving you the names of the people who are in it and who made it, and that's it. That's my favorite kind of trailer.
You know
an example of a really good teaser trailer where the movie sucked, and considering we were kind of talking about it earlier, is the first JJ movie.
Yeah.
That teaser trailer they released of just the metal workers working on the Enterprise.
Yeah.
With John F. Kennedy's speech in the background.
Spock's voiceover.
No, not Spock. It was John F. Kennedy.
No, they did play. I thought there was one where you heard Spock's voiceover with it too. Where you heard Spock say, like, space, the final frontier at the end.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Maybe at the end. But I remember those scenes of, like, the metal workers just wiping the sweat off their face. Right. And I thought, this is going to be a great freaking movie. And then...
Yeah.
That happened.
Well,
wondering what they're working on.
Yeah, the Star Trek teaser trailer that I thought was the absolute best was actually the teaser for Star Trek 6, where they show the Enterprise doing
yeah.
doing a flyby very slowly with different shots from the original series and the first 5 films projected onto the hull of the ship, and a voiceover talking about how great their adventures have been for the last 30 years or whatever it's been. And then it says,
voice.
yeah, and then join us for one final adventure into the undiscovered country, and then it zooms off. That was beautiful. That was
Plumber
beautiful
did that.
Yeah, Plumber did a great job.
They projected all that onto it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we've been going on for 2 hours. We had a great game, and I got to drive, so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here.
Well, I was going to start
Right.
streaming in a minute
Thank you for
anyway.
inviting me.
I'll be doing some.
I got to go
Minecraft
prepare
and
for Bird's Twilight Zone stream. So
Cool beans.
Thank you for inviting me on, and drive safe.
Yes, thanks, File.
Well, dude, thank you guys so much for being on the Nerd Chat as well as playing the game. It was a really fun game, even though John kind of blew it out of the park a little bit.
Of
It
course.
cheered me up. I was like really depressed all night. I've been having a tough year, so this was definitely a good diversion. Thank you.
Oh, good, man. You guys take care.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good
Later,
day.
folks.
All right, we'll see.